What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Root. So I'm going to review a collaboration album between DJ Webstar and Jim Jones of Dipset. Basically, this product is called The Rooftop, and it came out in the fall of 2009. So this particular project kind of came about in a certain sense. This particular project kind of came about within a prolific type census within the pitch behind it, considering the fact that DJ Webstar and considering the fact that both DJ Webstar and Jim Jones are from the NY area as far as this pitch kind of goes. It's a good concept here. Definitely appreciate this collaboration type album. It's the follow-up album from Jim Jones in 2009. He also put out two albums in 2008 between like the Bird Gang album and then Harlem's American Gangster. He actually put out three albums in 2008 if you count the Christmas album that he did with the tribute to Bad Santa. So it's within the pitch, but this is another hit quality Jim Jones album here within those pitches. Now, he is not on every song on this particular product, but he is on most of the good ones on here as far as this pitch can happen. Now, it's not to say that most of the good ones, like all these songs, aren't good, because this album's going to get a classic score just within the pitch. There's 10 brief songs on this product, but it is going to get a 10 out of 10 because I recommend all 10. Secretive little project here. I was looking upon the wiki article about this. It basically said that it sold like 2,500 copies within its first week when it came out, but it did not crack like the Billboard 200 as far as this pitch kind of happens. That basically means out of the 200 best-selling albums around that time in the fall of 2009, it wasn't on that list. So it's a pretty low-key type album. Don't know if it even ever went gold or something like that. I mean, if it sold 2,500 copies within the first week, seems unlikely that it got to 500,000 all these years later. But it's within the pitch, still some excellent type. I definitely recommend it. Thing about DJ Webstar is just the fact that he's pretty low key within some of those type fairs. Most folks probably nowadays don't know him that well. He was pretty much more a product of like the 2000s. Particularly his largest song for the most part is Chicken Noodle Soup, which I reviewed his 2006 album back in the fall of 2023. So you can find that. I'll probably have to make like a DJ Webstar playlist because there is at least one more album by him to kind of get to within those pitches. So some good concepts. The thing about DJ Webstar though is he is a little bit more minimalist and skeletal with like his production. So it's not going to be like the crunk kind of chopped and screwed type stuff, like when you would think of someone like Paul Wall or Slim Thug or folks like that, Mike Jones, some of that syrup sipping, some of those syrup sipping type affabilities. It's not to say that DJ Webster doesn't have a fun factor because he definitely does, but it's just a different kind of taste as to some of those type pitches kind of went. But it is definitely pretty emphatic because he was a part of ringtone rap, that particular type movement. So some good type fare. But Jim Jones, obviously, perfect collaborator within some of those type pitches, just has some real ringtone type appeal within that particular fair. It's a good look for Jim Jones just because he kind of came off like the high energy. But the thing about it is Pray for Rain was a great album. I gave that album like a 10 out of 10 as well, but it's just within the pitch that apart from like the hit single Pop Champagne, it just didn't do that terrific. I feel like Jim Jones kind of had a missed opportunity when he dropped that Nana and Nana song as the second single, and then I just think that his thing it kind of caused like a particular kind of misappropriate for some reason. It just kind of caused like a backfire that just the further promotion of that particular album just didn't catch on as much. It's also just due to the fact that that was kind of like a meme song, not so much like a meme song, but just kind of one of those songs that you just kind of meme about and kind of fraternize with your pals. Pop Champagne, some of those type pitches, just typical, just like Jim Jones with We Fly High, some of those type pitches. I mean, Jim Jones was always able to get like at least one single was just within the pitch as far as getting like multiple ones to kind of get more full balance just within the pitch. But this album does have two singles, which is pretty dope to kind of get those. Both of these are pretty snazzy and just electro type hops within the pitch behind it. Good looks for Jim Jones, like I was saying, good concept. Joel Santana's on one of these. Good type fair to kind of get that concept. So yeah, most of this album is oriented towards the dance floor, so it's just a good pitch. Basically, the concept, like the album cover depicts, the rooftop, the album title depicts this rooftop type appeal, this high grade type dance energy within the pitch. Basically, like this is probably Webstar's most glossy album, I'd have to say, within the pitch. It's really too bad that he did not drop further albums past this one because this is his most recent one. But it's just within the excellence of just being able to say that this is just dance night bliss, just for the heavy factor. Has some ringtone type gems in there, so it's not you're basically just getting like an NY flavored kind of ringtone rap type album way out in late 2009, early 2010. So it's just in the pitch for us, and it's a pretty glossy type one. But to say a little bit further, this kind of came at like a strange era just within the pitch because ringtone rap was starting to phase out by way out in late 2009. So it's just kind of within the pitch is that some of these songs are kind of more MySpace oriented within the pitch as far as saying they just basically have like that promo single type buzz. Like, there were good chunks of like promo type singles, folks like Two Pistols and Rocco and folks like that. Trying to think of some other ones like, Shoddy Low and Webby. Shoddy Low and Webby and folks like that, Blood Raw, some of these type folks that would kind of do like those promo type singles pitches like that. Jim Jones was kind of relatively in that territory. I want to say Pray for Rain had some promo type bops on there. So it's just good type pitch of this kind of like more typical kind of ringtone and flip phone type era as far as this pitch kind of went with just the concept of like that basic kind of, holla at me. Basically holla at me on Twitter. And there actually is a song on this project called Follow Me on Twitter just within the pitch, but it's just the basic kind of initial social media type outings within the pitch as the internet rap started to become more predominant within those pitches. So it's kind of like a primer for that. It does it pretty well, but it's just kind of the taste of this kind of being some afterthoughts of like leftover ringtone rap with like the initial kind of internet rap kind of kickoff. So it's a good type tone for that, good conduit. But yeah, there were two singles off this project, but yeah, like I was saying, this album gets a 10 out of 10 just because I recommend all 10 of the songs on here. But basically, Dancing on Me and She Can Get It are the two singles, and these are both very similar. Great 1-2 punch with both of these. Only difference is Joel Santana's on one of these, and She Can Get It. He isn't on that one in particular, but they basically are of the same variety. Jim Jones is on both of these. I'm glad that he basically does. I'm glad that he helps anchor these particular songs. But Dancing on Me is like a spiffy kind of late 2000s nightclub glitz to kind of get here, just a hooky and enamoring kind of nice. This particular song is hooky and enamoring. I would definitely feel like hearing it's just some nice entry kind of dance noise. So some of these type ones, just the concept of just initially kind of showing up the initial kind of concept of the dap and situations like that, just the pitch behind setting off and mellowing out as far as this pitch kind of go, just the initial kind of ambience of some of those type pitches, some good type tones for that, just some real snazzy type looks. Has an excellent amount of gloss in there as far as those pitches kind of go. Same thing with She Can Get It. This is another nice one. It's like a grand follow up to like the lead single. I would definitely feel like here just a 1-2 punch in quality. I'd have this. It's like an excellent 1-2 punch and like a quality kind of venue heat I'd have to say here within those pitches. And this is like some further entry type dance noise going to get within those aspects. So just good type concepts here. It's great 1-2 punches to be able to get some of that type fair, just a concept of just these initial type kickoff type moments of just like, order a round of drinks, figure out where the bellows are at, some pitches like that, just kind of the initial kind of chit chat and just vibes and his basic conduct of just the show up and just the pitch behind that of just the good night venue basking as far as this fair is going to happen. So it's just good type noise. It's real nice. I would definitely feel like the venues would be pretty snazzy to play songs like this just within the pitch behind it. Because once again, this album probably hasn't even sold 50,000 copies. Because once again, this album probably hasn't even sold 50,000 copies all these years later, basically 16 years later within those pitches. But it's a good type tone here. So yeah, like I was saying, recommend all 10 of the songs on here. It's a snappy album. The pitch behind it, like I was saying, Jim Jones is not on every single song. There are some ones on here like Take You Down and Laughing at the Haters and like Follow Me on Twitter that he's not particularly on some pitches like that, but he is on a lot of good several type ones just within the pitch behind it. But just to talk about some of these other type ones, it's just basic clean sweep as far as this pitch can go. 10 out of 10 because I recommend every single song that's within the pitch. A lot of snaz type on here. It does have some other moments apart from just the dance heat. Like there are some moments like Fast Cars. I'll go ahead and talk about this one. Fast Cars like a basic kind of vanilla big city evening relief to kind of get here. Just simple breeze, grab some grub pitches like that. Just straight vibes as far as this aspect's going to go. It's kind of that malaise, not necessarily malaise in like a negative sense, but just kind of the malaise, just that dredge that just got done with tasks and relief. It's like the closest thing to a makeshift song on here, but it's just kind of the pitch of just like that initial kind of conduct of just kind of the pitch of like a relative balmy evening as far as this pitch kind of go. Not too hot, just perfect concept of just appreciating the times and just some good outdoor kind of ambience of just the concept like some cruise rounds. It's basic kind of vehicle centricness just without all the bass thumping pitches like that. Just the one to kind of vibe to and just get some tasks situated, things like that, get some grub, just basic ambience, good type tone. In the Air is a pretty nice one as well. It's like a snazzy kind of club ambience here. I'd have to say, just enjoy dance club nights. I would definitely feel like smoke a couple, and it's like a basic kind of fratter nice hop gonna get within those pitches. Goes great with the singles. Yeah, this would probably be a good 1-2-3 punch as far as what's first gonna happen. Just between Dancing on Me, She Can Get It, in the Air. These are some nice ones. Jim Jones is on all three of these, so it's a good type for excellence to kind of get within that. Just a good dance noise. Follow me on Twitter. I do appreciate this song, despite the fact that Jim Jones is not on this one. I feel like the rest of these folks kind of show up, and I want to say like the chick that was on Chicken Noodle Soup, she's kind of low key nowadays, but her name is Young B. She was particularly on this album a little bit, not as full blown as she was on the 2006 album, but she is on here at least a couple times, so she is on this particular song. But this is like some good MySpace like promo and buzz single type territory as far as those pitches kind of go. This kind of it's like a pretty hooky and simple advertised hit to kind of get here. So this is that basic kind of promo, something that would kind of remind you like a Mike Jones song where he singles out his phone number, pitches like that. Some of those type pitches, just basically holla at me. Some of those type fairs, just basic kind of advertised type kickoff and then the pitch behind it. Sort of initial type I mean, this is clever for back in 2009, just because for the most part, Twitter was not really too commonly mentioned before 2009. I don't think it was mentioned really in 2008. I want to say Twitter had been around since like 2007, maybe even 2006, but this was in the pitch as far as saying that this initial kind of kickoff, it just like, I mean, especially nowadays, this is commonplace type stuff to have Twitter be mentioned within some of that type fair. But as far back as like the 2000s get, some of this is definitely a pretty trendy type pitch. So it's just good concept. Too bad that Jim Jones wasn't on this one, but still some good type fairs kind of get. This does have some relative kind of promo type noise, not as large as the singles or like the another hit song on here in the air, but it is a good type pitch to kind of get some basic kind of promo type noise for just a simple kind of vanilla promo night and buzz night as far as this fair is going to happen. Laughing at the Haters is a quality one as well as like a basic kind of vintage Webstar kind of dance jammer kind of get here. Just simple tone set off and ice break smash kind of get within those tones. So it's just good type appeal. Just like the stuff from DJ Webstar's 2006 album, some of those type pitch, just a little bit more minimalist within the sense, a little bit more bass thump within the pitch behind it, but just another snazzy one to kind of get within those aspects. Jim Jones not on this one either, with some good type fairs for this. Just basic hitter, good type concepts. Another quality one that's kind of like in the air, and some of the singles would be Bring It Over Here is like a feeling warped kind of dance night enjoyment to kind of get within those pitches. Just usual fair kind of crunkness, I'd have to say, here within those pitches, and just some nice energy. So this one, basically like some of the singles, but just within the pitch, it just being a little bit more tore up. This is probably one of those type ones where you'd have a little bit more than normal kind of smokes in your system. Some of those type moments, maybe you'd have to sit down a little bit, just appreciate the ambience, some good type tones, good type energy to kind of have to get crunk and just get have the tore up type feelings within it. So it's good type fair for that. Take You Down is a quality one as well. It's like this is one of the lone Take You Down is a quality one as well as like an R&B type tune. It's like an enveloping kind of dope harpy kind of lushness, like an enveloping kind of dope harpy kind of lushness. And by harpy, I just mean it has the harp instrument on there as far as those pitch kind of go. Just real nice beat as far as those pairs going to happen. Real elegant with it. And it's like a sugary kind of kickback, I'd feel like here, just residential feel good malaise within some of those pitches. So usually when I talk about malaise, it's usually in like a more negative type sense, but this is just like some good ambience, just the dredge of something, but just kind of in like a frustrating kind of day, but just in a more feel good type sense, just the pitch behind as far as that particular aspect kind of goes. It's some good kickback and just a more basic kind of sense of this. It's a basic kind of ambient kind of kickback within some of those type fares, I'd have to say. So it's a good type pitch behind that. Just basic, the dredge of like probably like a good evening type fare, 5:36 p.m. pitches like that, just late summer evenings pitches like that, but just within the concept of just more, like I was saying, positive malaise. So it's good type tone. Then another hitter on here would be OMG. This is another good concept, like some internet rap type lingo within the pitch behind it. This particular concept as that started to kick off more. It's like a basic kind of banner late 2000s promo hop to kind of get here, just a vibey kind of step out. I feel like there's some social commotion, definitely. It's like a summer breeze kind of cruising within some of those type pitches. So this one kind of goes along with fast cars, just the pitch behind it. Yes. So yeah, I'd say OMG is just kind of on the social scene type fair, just in the pitch, a little bit more outdoor festivities, kind of a big city type promo hop within those pitches, whether it's just going to like a movie theater or just some banner kind of city weaving pitches like that, just kind of in the out and about, just kind of hop and bop within those particular pitches. Either way, it's also some good summer breeze kind of cruise around, just feel good in the breeze as far as those pitch kind of go. Just a good concept, some of that, but just mainly out on the town as far as those pitch kind of having just some good summer embrace, good concept for like that, and like a commute kind of sense. And I would say like Uptown is a nice one as well. It's another good pitch. This has Styles P on there, which is kind of low key about it with some good type tones. Jim Jones on this one as well, so it's a good team up there. This is Uptown's like a basic bass thump to kind of get this good dance hitter within that. This reminds of Chick. This song definitely reminds of chicken noodle. Song definitely reminds of chicken noodle soup. I'd have to say, just get crunk and kind of bask in the night as far as this pitch kind of goes. So it's just good concept there within some of those type pitches. I'd have to say, just a basic kind of thump within that. Just one of those type ones. Takes it back to 2006 DJ Webstar. Now he did drop an album in 2008, and I was full bound sure as the particular hits off that one as to whether or not this the appeals to that one particularly got. But this is just some basic type fare. And some of those type ones. Styles P and Jim Jones do a good job on this particular song. There's another cat on here named Rex. There's some folks that kind of show up similar to like the DJ Webstar 2006 album. There's some folks on here that are like his backing crew or things like that as far as those pitches kind of go. Some good type pitches to be able to get some of these type ones, but it's basically just like a hit like Chicken Noodle Soup or some of those hits off of his 2006 album just with Jim Jones and Styles P on there. So it's a good type fare for that as far as those aspects can go. Just basic kind of dance noise within that particular fare, just typical kind of minimalist kind of NY flavor about it. Just what I'd say. So that's the pitch behind it. I think I talked about every song here as far as this fair is going to happen. So yeah, once again, this album gets a 10 out of 10. Aspect behind the social score, I'll probably give like, yeah, I would have to say within the aspect maybe like a 9.5 out of 10. I would get a 10 out of 10 normally just within the glitz and appeal. It has a lot of good jams on here as far as this pitch kind of goes. The social aspect is pretty high. I do like the singles. They both have a good 1-2 punch type flavor as far as those aspects going to go. Just being able to get these vibes particularly nailed and just get the energy kind of kicked off and the ice break type tone set within those particular fares behind it. Just has some good energy. DJ Webstar is pretty much like a pro at these dance club type noises and dance venue type hits. Just an aspect, but this is kind of the concept that I think the vast majority of folks, when you bring up this album, probably would not as full blown kind of know what's particularly going on, especially considering that the movements like the promo days and the MySpace late 2000s days are just not around as much full bound. So you just look within the pitch that this is kind of, it's not a full bound relic, but it is kind of a decent one to dig up, considering the fact that I don't even think this album probably sold 50,000 copies as far as this pitch kind of go. I mean, this the concept first week only 2,500, didn't hit the Billboard 200 pitches like that. I mean, it does have some big names on here like the chick from does have some good names on here like the chick from Chicken Noodle Soup. Styles P's on here once, Joel Santana's on here once, pitches like that was just kind of within the tone. Some basic kind of promo noise, some of that type fair, but it just feels a lot more low key, and I mean like pretty super low key. I mean for the most part nowadays, Jim Jones is not like the hugest cat in the spotlight. Is full bound. I mean he has his following, but it's just kind of within the pitch. This is like a more kind of relative type one. This is kind of like Eminem's Infinite, something like that. This is a more secretive type one. I mean, obviously Eminem's a lot larger, but just within the pitch, as far as saying it's just not within the banner front runners as far as NY kind of albums or Jim Jones kind of albums that are full blown talked about. So it's just within the pitch as far as saying it does have the hits on here, does have the appeal, the beats, the productions, the ambience, the quality, but it's just kind of concept, just a lot more low key. But yes, I'd say 9.5 social. In terms of the future, like DJ Webstar, this is his most recent album. I have at least one more album to get to by him within those pitches. I hope that he's dropped like some mixtapes or something like that, but I don't know if this is full bound likely. But there's at least one more product by DJ Webstar. Plenty more Jim Jones to get to. He dropped like a diss song at Cameron recently, so it's within the pitch that they're still kind of somewhat having beef. This has been going on since at least like the late 2000s, just within the pitch. They really need to just hop on a song like Pin the Tail like the old days, like they used to, as far as those players can have them. But just look after this some good type tones. So we'll get to some more of these Jim Jones type projects and at least that other DJ Webster type one. But this is basic, kind of under. This is a super kind of underappreciated classic here.